Hi, everyone. I'm meteorologist Joe Chaffee on this Monday, and I'm cutting an early short video because I'm going to be at MacArthur Airport today, where the Hurricane Hunter plane that the National Hurricane Center uses to fly into hurricanes is there for public show and public display. And what I'm going to do is I'll probably cut a video there later today and post it up, so you can take a look at just exactly what they use to fly into these tropical systems. And we know that hurricane season starts in the Pacific in just a week from today, and hurricane season in the Atlantic starts on June 1st, which is 3 weeks and 2 days from today. So let's get started with this morning's weather, which is very cool. Look at these temperatures this morning. These are 9 a.m. temperatures that you're seeing, and they're generally in the upper 40s to low 50s along the coast, and they're in the middle 40s across many inland areas, even still a few 30s showing up. Just a really amazingly cool morning for May. I don't think you really appreciate it until you actually go outside, and temperatures in upstate New York and up into New England are in the 30s and 40s as well. So very, very chilly out there. It's going to be a day where we'll probably struggle to get back to 60. And we're also going to be dealing with some clouds. Now, as far as the radar is concerned, first I'll give you a view of the west. There isn't too much happening at the moment. There were, showers yesterday down in southernmost California, and they've kind of disappeared for now. And we've got pretty quiet action in the west. A few showers up in through Utah. The Rockies are fairly quiet, and then you start to come into Iowa and Missouri, and you see some showers there, and on up into central North Dakota. In the east, still having this upper low spin away, but it's kind of pivoted a little further to the east. Still, the air is going to be very cold and unstable aloft, so we'll probably see clouds and a few showers bubble up. And across the south this morning, not too much happening. Looks pretty quiet for the most part. As far as the satellite view is concerned, we'll take a look at that this morning, and you can see the upper low is still here, still clouds rotating around it, although again it has pivoted just a little bit further northeast, not much, but just enough maybe to get slightly more drier air in, and that dry air covers the Great Lakes down all the way to Florida. Just beautiful blue skies and sunshine in that long stretch of geography. And we've got some clouds coming up into the northern plains and through the Rockies, so there'll likely be some bubbling up of thunderstorms there later on. And here's that upper low that yesterday was sitting over Southern California with producing rain, and it has dropped a little further south. Right there, you can see the rotation is now into northern Baja California. Still close enough that probably when they get the daytime heating, we'll probably see some showers develop there. A little bit of a break in the moisture flow coming out of the Pacific, and we're getting the bubbling up of clouds and showers running northeastward from the Rockies on up into the plain states. Okay, the big question, the first part of this week is pretty straightforward. Because of the upper low that's sitting up in New England, it's going to, for the most part, keep systems from coming up here, weak systems that are going to be moving across a boundary zone through the mid-Atlantic states, and you can see that boundary zone begins to set up later on Tuesday. You start to see these little waves of low pressure dropping southeastward, and then you get some showers and rain Thursday into Friday. Now, the important development this week is going to be low pressure that will form in Oklahoma and in Texas and head northeastward, so there'll probably be some severe weather across the south. And the big question for this coming weekend, and we mentioned this yesterday, that the models continue to go back and forth on the idea of some sort of coastal low that develops. And in this particular run, the model has it somewhat tucked into the coast a little bit more. So there'll be the chance for a soaking rain here Saturday into Sunday. But we're going to have to watch to see the positioning. This low actually intensifies into a fairly deep little low offshore. All the models kind of have this idea, and I keep thinking back to last week when we had the initial model runs in the long range showing this big soaking rain with a low going up the Appalachians, and then right around the midpoint of the runs, when we got inside 10 days or so, the models sort of flattened it out or took it away, and then they brought it right back to the original solution. The original solution with this was to have a low right up just inland of the coast. So let's see if it goes back to that. It did go back to that on one run yesterday. Now it's kind of split the difference. So let's see what today's runs do. But the threat's there, so we need to mention it because of the fact that we've got this, big upper air low that's sitting in the east, and part of it's going to stretch back and reform in the lake. So there'll be some additional energy rotating around. And into next week, again, another cool week for the most part, although it might start to warm up a little bit for a day or two late next week into the following weekend, because the block is going to break down to a large degree, and that begins the process of moving weather systems along from west to east again. And out in the west, it's pretty much, action in the Rockies with scattered thunderstorms. It looks like there might be a pretty solid round of precipitation here Tuesday night into Wednesday as that low gets going in the southern plains. Meanwhile, we've got a weather system coming into the Pacific Northwest. And as we move into next week, models the last couple of days have been taking something here early next week into the Pacific Northwest and then dropping it southward along the coast of California. It's kind of still doing that to a large degree. You can see it here. It's producing rains and snows all the way down into almost to Southern California, and that upper low does drop all the way southward. So that model trend continues. And then some kind of storm system that it wants to develop on day 11. You see the low in eastern Montana producing some widespread snow and rain through the Rockies. So it'll be interesting to see if that is the case. Now that's going to come right around the time that the block is going to be completely breaking down. So that sometime, when weather patterns undergo changes, you wind up with big developments somewhere, and that might be the case. It might be the case with that and the system this weekend for the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic states, assuming that a low develops there, and action continues on up through the Rockies. So a fairly active period for the West as we go continuing through this very strange month that we are in with this really, really strong blocking. So enjoy the cool temperatures today. I'll post a video up later today from MacArthur Airport so you guys can take a look at the Hurricane Hunter plane, and I'll see what I can do with regards to maybe trying to get somebody to interview while I'm there. And impart that information to you. Weather posts on meteorologistjoechaffee.com, Angry Ben on nycweathernow.com, and of course you can check more on this and with the Hurricane Hunter stuff that's going on. I'll be posting it on my Facebook page, Meteorologist Joe Chaffee. Have a great day.